So in this video we will be seeing the measures of position, and number one is known as the quantiles. Quantiles itself are just the quantities that divide data into some equal parts, right? And there are four quantiles. We have seen this median already, and median divides data into two equal parts, right? We have seen this. And this quartile, it divides data into four equal parts, like if from quarts it was formed, right? Quartiles. Deciles divides data into 10 equal parts, and percentiles divide the data into 100 equal parts. We will be seeing how to find all of these quantiles. We have seen the median also, but median already, but we will be seeing for quartiles, deciles and percentiles in this lecture and the upcoming lectures through the formulas, and we will basically be concerned about the problem solving techniques. You can read the theory yourself from the books, but I will just tell you as much it is necessary to solve these questions. Okay, so first one is quartiles. It divides the data into four equal parts, right? We have only three quartiles, Q1, Q2 and Q3. The first quartile means it covers below 25% of the data, from 0 to 25. Below 25 it covers, you can say Q1 covers below 25% of the data. Next, Q2 covers below 50% of data, which means from 0 to 50%, right? Q3 from 0 to 75% of the data. We will see how to actually you can say find out the quartiles etc. in the next video. Here we will be seeing basically everything about the percentiles first of all. So you can see how we'll see that how to find the percentile, you can say percentile position or rank, as well as the percentile value, right? So here you can see how can we know the position of the percentile, right? What is the number of this, you can say, value? What is the percentile number of this value? Like I have given a number 20. I want to know in the array of numbers that what is the rank, what is the position of this value out of all the data values, right? So for that we take the percentile position, and in order to find that percentile, that position of the number out of all the numbers, we use this formula in case of ungrouped data. Okay, here ungrouped data. In grouped data it, you can say, changes a little bit. I will also explain this later, but in case of ungrouped we will see we will be given some x, right? That of which number we want to see the percentile position, and that number is the x. So we have to see the number of values that fall below x. Number of values, not those values, but number of values. How many values fall before that particular given number? We add 0.5 in it, divide by the total number of values into 100, right? And it gives us some value, some integer or some, you can say, decimal number, and it is that particular position of the number. Okay, so we will see this through example also, don't worry. Next, you can see we have the percentile value. It was the percentile rank before, okay, not value. Now we are going to see that suppose we are given the rank already, that the rank of the number 10 is P20. Suppose P20 is the position or rank, right, of the number 10. So we want to find the value, like on P50 which values lies out of all the data values, right? So for that this formula is used for the case of ungrouped data. We will see for the grouped data later on. This k into n by 100 term, this is the term, not the actual answer. It will not give us the actual answer. We have to see for that term in our given array of numbers. Okay, so this k is what it is, that if the question says that find the percentile value of you can say P20, right? So that 20, that percentile rank 20 is this k. Okay, and this n is the number of values in that array divided by 100, and you have to take it as a term, not as a, you cannot consider it the answer. This will not give you the answer, but the you can say the position of or that term, right? We will see this through example. It is not easy to understand just verbally. So one thing you have to remember is, if the term comes in the fraction, like if this term, after solving this, the term comes in fraction, we have to round it up, not round off but round up. Okay, if the term comes in integer, we have to find the average of that number and the next number. And now we are going to see this percentile value by the example. So see here, find P25. This is what? P25 is the percentile rank. We are given the position. Position is what? 25 and 60. So find P25, P60 from this array of data. So we have to find what? We have to find values of these two percentile ranks. Okay. As we know, the formula is kn by 100th term, right? So one important thing before calculating the percentiles is that all our quantiles, that is medians, percentiles, quartiles, deciles, these things must be sorted. As we have seen for the median, that the median must be sorted, right? So similarly, this percentile values must be sorted. Here they are already sorted, so we didn't need to sort them out. Okay, so after sorting the values, we have to put the formula. So what is k? As I've told, k is that value of the percentile, that position of the percentile, that is 25. So we have to put 25 here. This n is the total number of values. We are given the 10 values here, so 10 by 100. After solving, we get 2.5th term. It does not mean that our P25 is 2.5. No, this is just 2.5th term, position of that value. Okay, and as we were told in the upper, you can say 2 lines here, that if the term comes in fraction, we have to round it up, right? This is 2.5, this is fraction, so we have to round up, so it becomes third term. And in this data, find the third term. This is first, second and third. So this is my P25. Okay, we will see another case in which we are not given a fraction but integer. So see here, we have to find out P60, that is the position of the 60th percentile. As we know, this case what? This position. So 60 into this 10 is number of values are 10 by 100. This gives us 6th term, right? And as it does not mean that you eventually have to go and see which is the 6th term, but we have to apply the condition first, that is if it is in the integer, that then we have to do what? We have to take the average of the 6th number and the very next number to that is here in this case it is 7th term. So how we find the average? This is very simple. 6th term plus the next term. Here the next term is 7th, by 2 it gives us the average. 10 plus 12, what is the 6th term? Find here. 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is the 6th term, plus 7th is this. 10 plus 12 over 2 gives us 11. So our P60 is 11. Okay, so this is how we find the percentile values. Okay, this is the value of this percentile. Now we also know that how to find the, suppose we are given the value and we have to find the percentile position. Okay, so for that, see the next example. Okay, see here, data of the scores is given. Find the percentile rank of the score 12, and here you can see it is ungrouped data. We are not given the classes, right? So this is ungrouped. So for ungrouped, we have seen the formula already, that is percentile rank equals number of values before x plus 0.5 over total values into 100. So this number of values before x, what is this x? See here, we are told to find the percentile rank of 12, right? So this 12 is my x. We are given some x, this is that x. So as we know that for percentiles, medians, these things, our data must be sorted, and this one is unsorted, means unarranged, right? So here we have arranged our data, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. So see how many values fall before this 12. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 values fall before 12. So we have to write in the formula 6 plus 0.5 over total values are 10 into 100, which gives us 65. And this 65 is what? It is the position or the rank of which value, of which percentile value of the value 12, right? So you can also see it as P65 equals 12, right? This is how we find the percentile ranks and percentile, and you can say values for ungrouped data. We will see for the group data later. So one thing I will also discuss in the same lecture is percentile value for the grouped data. We have seen for the ungrouped. For grouped it changes a little bit because we have the classes now. So this is the formula. This is nothing new, just revise the formula for the median again. What was that? L plus H over F, n by 2 minus C. It was n by 2. Why? Because it divides the data into two parts, right? So, and because median is only, you can say we have only one median value, that was 1. So we didn't put any value for k, it was simply 1. But in this case, because of the whatever the value of the percentile will be, you can say rank of the percentile will be, we will put it over here, okay? And this is the cumulative frequency before the, you can say, percentile class. All the formula, all the logic is exactly same, just we have this little bit difference, that k will be multiplied and then over 100. You will see how to implement this. For this, just like median, we used to find their middle class, right? Here you will find the percentile class using the same logic, nothing different. So see here, okay, here you can see similar funda as finding the median. What was that? Here there we used to say n over 2, right? And then we used to find that particular value in our cumulative frequency column, right? Here you will do the same, just k into n by 100. Our k is given as 30 in the question. 85 means my total number of values. So you can say the sum of frequencies is 85 over 100. It gives us 25.5, and we have to find it in the find this percentile class using the cumulative frequency. Now we have to find this in the cumulative frequency column. So let's come here. 25.5 will fall in this class, because in this class we cannot have values, we don't have any number greater than 11, right? So all those values can fall only here. So 25.5 falls over here. So this is our percentile class, right? So now what we have to do, we have to simply put the values in the formula. We just have to know how to find the percentile class. Other thing is exactly same. This L is the lower class limit, H is the class width. How we find the class width, as we have discussed earlier. You can see 5005 minus 4005 gives us 1000, right? So come here. Okay, one important thing with how to find this lower class boundary. We have also already discussed how to do this. You can say we have to subtract for this, but here you can see in this example, this is something unique, that we are already given with the class boundaries, not the class limits. We don't have to find the class boundaries, okay? So this is our lower class boundary, this is L, this is the F, which we will be putting. So, and the cumulative frequency we will put in the formula will not be this. We have discussed that C must be the cumulative frequency of the class of the previous class to the percentile. So we will use 11, not 29, just like the median, right? So here we are seeing 11. This 25.5 is the same as we have just seen over here. Put this as it is. You don't need to find this 25.5 value in the given data, given boundaries or anything like this. Just simply put it over here, solve this out, and this is our P30. This is the value of the 30th percentile, okay? So this is how we find the percentile value using the grouped frequency distribution, okay? Just you have to remember the difference in the formula. Okay, so you will see the percentile rank for the grouped data as well as you have seen for the ungrouped data. You can see this is the percentile rank formula, that is number of values before x plus 0.5 over total values into 100. This m has been introduced. In group data, this m has been introduced. What is this m? This is the given value that we will be given some particular x, right, for whom we want to find the rank or the position of that particular number in the data. So this will be our given data. Subtract lower class boundary of that particular, we can say, class only, okay, multiplied by frequency of that class over class width. This is the additional part in the grouped data. In the ungrouped data we didn't have any m, okay, but here we have to remember this part also. So let's do it by example over here. Find the percentile rank for value 5806. Out of the previous example, we will be using the same data from the percentile value example. So here you can see, as I have told, that we will be given some particular x. So this is our x. We have to find the position of this percentile value. We are given the value, we have to find it rank, right? So as we have seen, this is our m. First we have to find the m, okay? So in m, what we need the given value, which is 5806 minus the lower class boundary. What is our lower class boundary? First we have to see that in which class I'm going to find this lower class boundary. For this you have to see that where this given value falls, in which class this given value falls. So of that particular class you have to take the lower class boundary. So let me see where the 5806 falls. So here you can see 5806 falls in between this range, right? So only of this class I can use the lower class boundary. So here you can see, after putting 5000.5, this is the frequency of that class was 18 divided by the class width, which is, we can say, the difference between the two lower class limits. It gives us the ms 14.499, and after finding m, everything is similar as compared to for the ungrouped data. We just have to put all the values. So this is the number of values before the given x. Our x was what? It was 5806. So here we have to see how many values fall before 5806 value. So for that we have to come again to this data. See, this is our that class where the 5806 value falls. So how many number of values fall before our x? For that in case of group data, we will see that how many frequencies are there before our that particular data value, right? Because we fall in this class right now, so here we have 11 numbers. 11 number of values fall before our x, because frequency is what? It tells the number of values, number of data, right? So before our this values, 11 values fall. Okay, so we will just put, you can see, 11 over here, right? And then we have to put m. Then again the things are same, that is plus 0.5 over total number of values. Total number of values mean sum of all the frequencies, which is 85 in the table, in the above table, into 100, which gives us percentile rank is 30. It means our data 5806, our data value 5806 lies in the 30th position in all the data. Out of 100 positions, our data falls it at 30th position. Okay, this is what the percentile rank or percentile position tells us. So that's it for this video. I will tell you about the percentile graphs in the next video. Thank you.